welcome to another exciting episode of Esoterica the Podcast, Sunday night live stream. I'm Chris Schultz.
I'm Aaron Christian.
And I'll let you take it from there, Aaron.
Oh, all right. Okay, so
I disposed of my duty, so.
So with us tonight are Andrew and Joe from Fat Boys and Little Men, Southeastern Massachusetts band. Wave hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello.
So just on Friday, right? You guys released a new single, Sticky Situation. And we kind of connected over the fact that 2 weeks ago we did an episode about their EP, Fat Boys and Little Men as well. So we connected over that, and we decided we'd get together and do some talking about life and stuff.
Stuff. Is there any stuff anymore?
There's no normal. Everything's weird. And that's it for sure. So once you guys start to tell us a little bit about your EP, your new single. I don't know. I'll let you start and we'll bounce off each other.
All right. Well, so this is a song we started writing back in June, I think, 2019 June, right when we got back from college. And we were actually trying to write another song, and I started playing what I thought would be a cool bridge, and Pat said no because he's Pat. It's like, that's its own song. And then it just kind of happened.
Yeah. We just kind of, Joey was laying down the bass part for it, and I'd been listening to like Joe Sambo's newest album a lot. So I was really digging kind of the reggae vibe, and that's kind of where that part came from.
So this whole song kind of happened organically, just like I think Joe said off mic here, by accident.
Yeah.
It's always the most fun because you don't expect it to happen. You didn't go in expecting it to turn out that way. And there it is. And I lost my question. Chris, ask a question while I think of my question.
All right. Well, so sort of, we were one thing that we were discussing on the episode of our podcast, Fat Boys and Little Men. Where did you guys get your name from?
It's exactly where you said it was from.
Really? So this is a reference to the atomic bombs.
Yes.
Awesome.
That's awesome. So you just kind of switched it.
Yeah. You guys hit the nail on the head with that one.
You guys, I was going to ask if you were fans of atomic bombs, but that's kind of...
No, I just thought the name was clever.
Yeah, because when we started, we were two separate bands. Pat and Andrew had a band called Collage, and me, Kyle, Adam, and Pat had a band called Herbal Cabinet.
And
we didn't want to use either name.
Yeah, and Pat had been sitting on this name for a good couple years.
I remember like when I played with you so in case anybody doesn't know, I was in a band that played with Fat Boys and Little Men, and I remember when I played with you, seeing Fat Boys and Little Men on a bill made me do a double take. So because you don't know what you're in for that, and I was so happy that it was not actual Fat Boys and Little Men, but I lost my train of thought with that one. God. So we talked a little bit before coming on here too, about how I got a little bit of a Volbeat vibe from that song, and probably mainly because of Pat's voice, but I just wanted to say that, and now I forget where I was going.
Yeah, I mean, this song, I don't think we really had any real inspiration. I think we just like I said, it just kind of happened, and then Pat hit that one big note. First time we ran it through, and that's what we based the whole song around, was that one moment with that one spot right before that last chorus. Everything else, like when we wrote the lyrics, we're like, what do we want this to be about? And we just kind of came up with, what if we just write a story about some dude who had some crazy day? And so we just sat in my living room and just came up with how should this man's day go? And then just
Like,
put this big moment in it.
we were like, what's some crazy stuff that can happen to this dude?
Yeah, and so the bass line drives the song primarily, especially in the beginning. And like we discussed already, it kind of came about by accident. So there's nowhere that kind of came from. It just kind of you felt that out. And
Yeah, I think because a lot of times when we write, I write my part after the main riff guitar structure is down. Even in pretty much everything on the EP. This one, and I think that's why it's such a different sounding song from what we normally do, because I didn't know what I was doing. I don't write my fills and the weird things I do. I base it off of what Kyle and Andrew put out with chords. So I just kind of wrote something very baseline and simple, and then we built around it. And I guess
I
kind of.
do. Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say because that's kind of how we write a lot of our songs. It's very much the kind of the same throughout, but we use different nuances, melody wise, to change it up. Even though it's kind of the same thing throughout, we know how to we change it up. Kind of.
Yeah, and yeah, I was gonna say too, and you can feel even in the EP, especially on Humpty Dumpty and Housefly, like those are bass driven songs. So I could see the theme kind of where it's the same band for that reason. So
Yeah, Joe's a huge part of our sound, and Kyle and I, Kyle's an absolute shredder, but we'd be reminiscent to, or not, we'd be remiss to say that a lot of bands kind of keep their bass players in check, if you will. But Joe's a real big part of our sound and important to the final product. So
gotta let that rhythm section shine.
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's Chris, were you saying something?
No, go ahead. You were on a.
No, I don't let me say what I was about to say. I wasn't there yet. I was trying to fill in space. Go ahead.
Oh, all right. So just curious, again, we listened to your EP, and we kind of when we're doing a review of an album, we're sort of in a vacuum of our own heads, talking about what sort of influence maybe you guys had. So now that we have you here, what would you say your big musical influences are with your sound?
I'd say they've changed a lot in the past couple of years. We all have bands that we like, and it informs our taste. But back when that EP came out, we were listening to a lot of 90s stuff. We were listening to Pearl Jam and Soundgarden. We're big Foo Fighters fans as well. And as far as the newer stuff coming out, there's a lot of influence from bands like Shinedown. Shinedown's a big one. Alter Bridge. There's a band in Chicago called Friday Pilots Club, where we're big fans of too. But yeah, we don't like to put ourselves on a box.
Yeah, I think it's because each one of us has our different tastes. Like I know a lot of what Kyle has been writing has been a lot based off of John Mayer. Kyle's been very into John Mayer, so that's kind of influenced our sound on some other new songs that we have, like 8 a.m., which is not out yet, but stay tuned. But we've kind of changed from the 90s grunge influence into more of a post-grunge modern rock, dare I say radio rocks. I hate that term, but that's what it fits. Mm-hmm. So we're evolving to try and add more than what was just the five of us, and we kept it very strictly. We will write a song that has 5 parts. Now we're kind of expanding to get more harmonies. We're going to add keyboards into stuff. We're trying to really create a bigger, more full sound and evolve our songwriting that way. We're finally finding who we are as songwriters 4 years into this.
And then on top of that, like we have 2 guitars, so it's important to make use of that. And Joe mentioned keyboards and stuff, and we never want to really record anything, except maybe harmonies that we can't do live. Like that, it's very important to us that we're being as honest as we can in our songwriting process. Like, well, can we do this live? Then it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean,
So when we talked about the influences too, and Chris made a really cool point. I want to mention too is you can kind of hear in your sound channeling through even the influences of what made grunge in it as well. So you talk about earlier sounds like the influences such as like Black Sabbath and stuff that might have influenced early punk. So you can hear that coming through, especially in Savior on the EP too. So I thought that was really cool. After Chris said it, I was like, oh, that's a good point, because I never thought of it that way.
yeah, I when he said that, I was like, you know what? He's right.
Yeah.
And that's what music's all about.
Exactly. We evolve through each other, which is why everything has already been done. So every song that's written now is stolen from another song, because we're just reinventing the same thing and making it unique in a different way.
Yeah, like the way you try to convey something is not the same that maybe one of your influences would. I'm sure that your combination of bands that might not normally go together, and that's what makes you unique and every band unique. So it's really interesting when it comes to music.
Yeah, I think that's cool that, especially when each band member has their own distinct taste and influence that they're bringing into the mix.
Oh yeah.
Shouting back to an old band, The Doors, their drummer John Desmore, he was a jazz guy. Old band.
Jim Morrison is one of Pat's biggest influences, I think.
Nice.
I'm getting this look like, what are we gonna do next? So why don't we talk a little more about the EP, because we've been referencing the episode a lot. So what was the process making the EP? Like, would you guys record it? Can you kind of just walk us through how that was created?
Do you want to take that, Andrew?
Sure. So there's a studio down the street from my house called Studio 111, and it's owned by this man named Artie Eaton. And when we went into it, we were kind of like, well, we're gonna make an EP like what we sound like. We're gonna record it live. And so the majority of all of those songs was Joe and either me or Joe, our drummer Adam Neufeld, and either myself or Kyle, depending on who had lead for a song, just in the room playing it together. And then the other guitar player and Pat would overlay our parts on top of that. We had Pat like in the other room singing the parts along with us so that we could keep track of where we were. It was kind of chaotic and didn't take us very long.
Yeah, I know we did because we wanted it out on March 3rd, 2018, because we had a big show. We wanted to make it our EP release show. So we rushed and did 3 songs in one 10-hour period, all of the tracking in one 10-hour day, 3 songs. It was a nightmare. I know Andrew spent like 2.5 hours writing the Housefly solo.
Yeah,
it was garbage. It was awful. That 2 hours of waiting, we were like, we're not getting this done.
That's what happens when you don't have anything prepared going in. Like every time we would play that song live, I played whatever. and that wasn't going to cut it. So I just kind of pieced this together. I feel like I could have done better, but it is what it is. So
I like the solo. It's stuck. It's catchy.
yeah.
That was great. Loved it. And I mean, of course, something to talk about like Humpty Dumpty's probably the most catchy song.
Yeah.
So what came first with that? Did the riff come first, or did Pat write the vocal first?
Oh,
Or
I
wait,
think
which song? Sorry, we
Humpty
got.
Dumpty. That's a song that
Oh, that goes way back.
Andrew had that riff before our band started. And I remember he always wanted it. He was like, we're going to play this, and then people are going to sing it. And then we kind of made it like not new metal, but like pop new metal.
Yeah, it's
very
kind of like My Chemical Romance's Na Na Na.
Yeah.
You know, it's that same kind of catchy thing.
It's a nice. It's we have the catchy part, and then we just let Pat go off, and then he has his little rap section.
Oh, I love that.
And live is the best.
Oh yeah, it's a good time because every time he starts a song, people seem to they know what's coming, so it's always a good time. We just got an interesting question from Laura Monachino.
Laura.
Yeah, she asks, you guys are all in different states most of the year. How do you keep writing and create a cohesive sound?
We don't.
Yeah, that's completely truthfully.
We don't.
It doesn't happen.
we all work on stuff individually, and then we show each other, and then we keep maybe one of the songs that Kyle wrote. Kyle at this point. Kyle kind of is the lead guy in terms of riff writing, because Andrew and I just try and write full songs, and Kyle's like, "Here's this riff," and then we write it together.
Yeah, he'll bring in the riff, and then we're like, "All right, now where can we go with it?" And then we all kind of shape it from there. Like Joe and I will shape the structure and where like all the impact points of the song are, and then Pat will take it and do his thing with it, his lyrics and his melody.
Yeah, and the lyric process can be painfully long sometimes, or it can be surprisingly quick. It's no in between.
Mm-hmm.
It's either going to take us 3 months to write one song,
or 2 days,
or 3 years. Tell me a secret.
Wow. It's funny that you say that like the EP was rushed or that you guys are in different states, because I would not be able to tell that at all, based on, because you guys you play so tightly together that you don't hear that the rush. I mean, you guys probably do. You made the song, but I don't hear it being rushed or there be different parts coming together that don't work together. Like it's just a tight, cohesive sound. And I don't know how you do it, but like I want some of that.
I mean, with the EP, we were lucky because me and Kyle were in, because Pat didn't go to school. Me and Kyle were still in high school. So when we wrote all the songs. So, and I don't think the only song Andrew wasn't there for when we wrote it was Savior.
And then I came in, they showed me the song, and
he
then
fixed it because it was bad at first.
And then they showed it to me again. And I was like, that's exactly perfect. And then it took about, I don't know, 10 minutes of me and Kyle. Kyle was showing me the riff, and he was like, no, I don't want you to play the same thing. So wrote my part for that in about 10 minutes before practice, and then we ran it, and it was fine.
Yeah, so with the EP, we had it all worked out. I think that's why when we went into this latest session for Sticky and the other songs that we recorded, it was a little more daunting because we still weren't entirely sure what these songs were. We had a basic outline.
A lot of that too comes from, we spent a lot of time, sorry, I'm just getting comfortable. We spent a long time, kind of really in between drummers where, we were playing with our new drummer, Adam Janess, and Adam Neufeld was with Young Other, but we hadn't made it certain that Adam Janess was going to be our drummer, so we were kind of in this weird limbo.
Yeah, and so just not knowing what was happening, the songs weren't completely written yet, harmony wise, and what we were going to do overlaying and stuff. This latest recording session was a lot different because we didn't know. The other time we knew the songs in and out. We'd been playing them for years. A lot of these songs we'd only been playing for 8, 12 months tops, and Sticky, the one we just released, is the newest one. That one we've only been playing since August.
Yeah.
So that one's only like 6 months old. So I think it's looking back on it, it's interesting for me to compare those two experiences. Different styles of producing, different studios, different vibe with us going in.
Yeah, and sorry, I was just gonna mention Revelry real quick.
I was gonna ask about that, so I'm glad you were gonna mention it. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
go.
you can jump right.
I figured you had a question.
Well, I was gonna say tell us about Revelry, but
oh yeah. So Revelry Studios is in Manchester, New Hampshire, and it's owned and operated by Matt Blanchett and Tyler Ayers. And Matt Blanchett, I don't know if you guys know Paper Monsters at all, but Paper Monsters is Matt Blanchett's band, and we played with them at our second show at 3065, and we've kind of been in touch and been friends with them ever since. And he's a phenomenal engineer and definitely the right guy to help us through our recording process and produce us. Like he's definitely been pushing us really hard in the studio.
Yep. Most of the harmonies on Sticky were his idea.
Yeah, he wrote pretty much all of the harmonies.
And you guys, the live videos from there as well, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. They do those every Monday night.
That's really cool. I did not know that.
Yeah, and those are sick. Those are just
plug
live. We did 3 takes, and they said, "All right, good to go." High quality stuff. They're really nice people.
Yeah,
really great. A lot of camera angles there that I thought were awesome because I like seeing all parts of the band without having to like look through the just a still shot and see what I can see. It's nice, the overhead with the drums and close up, seeing what like Andrew your fingers are doing or seeing Pat singing. It's nice to have different perspectives.
Yeah, I think they had 5 cameras. They had one kind of off to Adam's right hand side, one above the drums, and then the 3 in front of us.
Yeah, and that must have been a really cool experience because I don't assume you guys haven't done something like that before, at least not that I've seen.
No,
nothing like that. We tried to shoot a music video, and thank God it's never seen the light of day.
Yeah, we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know what we wanted the music video to be, and so we just were like, I don't know. It just we tried to do too much with that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
No fault but our own. We had all these cameras and like these cool cameras and these lighting effects, and we're like, let's do this, and before you know it, time was up and we didn't really have much that we wanted to put out. But Matt makes great music videos for his own band and other bands.
Oh, they're funny.
So we're if you haven't seen any of the latest Paper Monsters music videos, they're top notch. They're really good. So when we eventually do decide to make music videos, we'll probably go with him because he knows what's up. Matt Blanchett, he's just the man. I can't say any bad things about him.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. He's the man. We got another question from Laura.
Keep beating me to it. I was just about to say that.
You're taking over the host job, Andrew.
All right, I'll keep my mouth shut.
Well, no, I did say you could interact with questions, so go for it. No, I'm glad I'm glad you're interacting with them.
She says, when FBLM started, you did a lot of covers. Was it always your plan to write? How has your sound evolved along the way? And then we have another question from Meg Jeunesse we'll get to in just a minute.
Yeah, well, when we started, it was, again, by accident. We were signed on to be like a party band. Andrew recruited me and Adam, our drummer, to be with him and Pat to do someone's graduation party. And then the other guitarist we had dropped out. So I'm like, I have Kyle. Let's let Kyle do it. And then we just kind of, we played a bunch of parties for a while. Just friends that we knew, low profile things. And then eventually we're like, let's do some originals, because Pat and Andrew played this song Safe once, which has not been heard in years.
That night was the thing that kicked this whole thing off.
Yeah.
That was a couple months before we did the graduation party.
Yeah, so, and then we just kind of started playing together, continued, and then we're like, let's write some music. And then they had some songs already written, The Safe, The Painter, and Be What You Need to Be. And then Humpty Dumpty happened. We're like, all right, cool. Let's try and play shows. And then we just kind of caught the bug, and we played as much as we could. And I guess that kind of got us, we wanted to write as much as we could because we liked playing our originals more than covers.
Right.
Yeah,
as everyone does, I feel.
It's just a lot more fun.
Well, I was going to say, something personally, which I'm sure you guys have experienced this. I've been the person doing this to you. But, being on stage and having people sing your lyrics back to you or know exactly what you're going to do and be involved in the music that you've taken the time to written, it's really rewarding to see other people enjoy it too. So I've been that person to you. So I hope that I did a good job.
Oh my God. Yes. It's
yeah,
the
we
coolest
absolutely
thing ever.
love that.
Oh, it's so cool.
That's why I love Humpty Dumpty so much, because even if you don't know our music, by the end of it, you're still singing it because it's just an earworm and it's easy.
It is
and that's the best part, when you have people who didn't know the song at the start of it, but they're singing the chorus or at least parts of it at the end of it. That's when you know you wrote something good.
Right.
We'd rather go into a show with the mindset that we're there to hang out with everyone as opposed to we're there to perform for people.
Low key, we don't plan anything really.
That sounds familiar, right, Aaron?
Oh, that's what this is right now. Well, and like I said, when you guys get in touch with me, we don't have a plan for Sunday, so if you want to come, feel free.
Yeah. All right. So Meg Jeunesse asks, you guys sound like The Doors and Pearl Jam. Do you do covers of them?
Even flow.
Yeah, we did a cover of Even Flow for a while. We've since stopped.
And yeah. Once we Adam Jeunesse started playing with us, we kind of have only done like 3 or 4 covers, because you didn't know all the covers that we used to do. So it's like, let's just do new ones.
Yeah. The other ones were getting a little stale, anyways.
Yeah, we kind of played the same set list for 2 years.
It got real tedious.
But yeah, no, we don't do the Doors because I don't know how to play keyboard and I'm useless in the Doors set. I would be sad if we played the Doors.
What other covers did you guys used to do? Because I guarantee you played a cover at a show and I can't remember what it is. So.
Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name.
The one.
That's the big
that
one.
That was our trademark.
Yeah.
Like, people knew us. There was a point in time that people knew us more for you're the band that does the Rage cover than for our own music. People when they saw us, they're like, they're gonna do Rage Against the Machine, and it's gonna be wild. Oh,
Gosh.
the times.
I suppose
Yeah,
if it's known for a cover, it's good that people are pumped for it. That's good.
Yeah. And then
yeah.
we-
Well,
we-
that's the thing with the cover is everyone knows what to expect when it's a specific song. So if you're able to kill that, like you know people like you. You know.
yeah. So we actually stopped playing it as much for that reason. We didn't want to get stuck in as the band that plays Rage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll pull it out every now and again if we feel like the crowd's really, really into what we've been doing so far, or there's been a couple times we've been asked to play. You gotten the one more song, but it hasn't happened a ton. But if the crowd's good, we'll break it out.
Yeah. Right now, I think the cover that we like doing the most is Animals by Nickelback. We're the band that plays Nickelback now.
Oh, it was funny. The first time we
That
played
is
it,
awesome.
the first time we played it, we were in Vermont, and the crowd did not they were like, they just said what?
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I had a band that was talking about doing the Wiggles fruit salad, but like a heavy metal version of it.
Oh my God, I would love that. I've been trying to get us to do Every Time We Touch by Cascada for months now.
There's a cover of Britney Spears' Toxic that a Static Lullaby does that we were talking about doing at one point too. It's just pop goes punk kind of things, or the Wiggles goes punk.
Yeah, I love that, doing straight up meme songs.
Yeah, feel free to steal my idea because I want to see somebody do it. So
I am there for it. Anything for the Wiggles.
yeah, fruit salad. The other song I can't think of that's popular.
I only know Fruit Salad.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I think it doesn't matter. So you guys recorded some new stuff.
Yep.
What can we expect from Fat Boys and Little Men going forward? Like what kind of a sound, or music wise? What kind of sneak peek are we allowed to get?
I don't know what to expect. I mean, of the 3 songs we have recorded, other than Sticky, we have like a straight up pop John Mayer kind of song.
Mm-hmm.
We have a Queens of the Stone Age kind of song, and then we kind of have a weird jam band kind of song, Be What You to Be. So it's been released before, but we took it down.
Ooh, it's nice.
Like everything, yeah. And then the EP, we're planning on re-recording that. So all those songs will be back out on the mainstream. Again, like, we don't like keeping ourselves in a box creatively when it comes to writing. We just write whatever we feel like writing. So it could change whenever. I know Kyle, again, like kind of the lead songwriter, is really in the country. So we were joking about writing a bro country song, but like he's been actually trying to write a bro country song. So there's a chance we actually release a country tune.
That could be interesting. I want to hear that.
And then we might do like to our song Changes. We might be making like a tropical house kind of EDM remix of it, because that's why Kyle wrote that song. So we got, there's nothing that we won't do. There's very little that we won't do. If we like it and we feel the vibes, then we'll do it. I
love the versatility and the you guys want to do more than just what might define your past at the moment. You want to move past that and do different things, and I think that's important for bands now, especially to break the norms of what they usually do, because everyone expects what has been done before, and your influences and stuff. So I love that. I love that about you guys, and you can hear the differences and the changes, no pun intended, of of you guys' music, and keep going with it.
Yeah, I mean, we like being different down to our name. We've had people tell us, "No, I don't think that we can work with you because your name scares us."
That was a fun phone call.
That's hilarious.
They told us we weren't PC enough.
Wow.
Because not because of the reference to the atomic bomb, but because fat boy. It's like a weight thing.
Oh, dear.
That's stretching it a little, I think.
Well,
I think we're past that.
and I'm like, just look at Pat. I love Pat, but come on, he's the fat boy. That's what people say. He's like, so are you guys fat boys or little men? We're like, well, we're a little bit of both.
The amount of time,
fat boy.
the amount of times that I get that question is it's kind of unreal. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure you get to a point where you're like, oh God, yeah, all right.
Yeah, but I mean,
A little
it's
bit of
fun.
both.
It's a
Play
nice
the game.
Yeah, we play the game because like it's a name that just catches your eye. Like if you're going through a list of emails and you get like an interest email from Fat Boys and Little Men, it's like, whoa,
What is this?
what is this? Might be funny.
We have a question from Meg Janess on our Facebook page asking if you guys write stuff together or separately, which I think you touched on a little bit, but if you want to elaborate a little more.
Yeah. So like our songwriting process changes a lot from song to song. There's been songs that have been written completely by one person and other songs that it takes all 5 of us putting our heads together to figure out. But yeah, usually it's someone has a riff or a progression or something cool. We bring it to the rest of the band and then kind of work it out from there. But, Kyle wrote the majority of Paradise, and there's a new song that we haven't recorded yet that, I wrote when I was at school, and I know Joey's working on some stuff right now.
Scary stuff. It's never a good thing when the bassist starts writing a song on guitar. But yeah, I think it's one of those things where we all have the ability to write our own songs. And for most part we do, but it doesn't become the song that it's meant to be until everyone's had their touch of influence on it. And that's what rounds it out, because I think we all go in with the mindset that I don't know everything that this song should be, and I think this little bridge lick is cool, and everyone else is like, you're an idiot, that's awful. And the song is much better because that part is no longer in the song. Sometimes. Tell me a secret.
The big thing is none of us are really afraid to tell each other what we think.
Yeah, that's very important.
That's a good part of it too, because if you bottle everything up in this one giant explosion of things, it doesn't end well. It does not end well.
No.
That happened right before a show once.
Oh God.
And it was the dumbest thing that we were fighting over if Avalanche should start the set or Killing in the Name. And the band almost broke up right there.
It's just, there was a lot of other pent up stuff, and then it just all came out in that fight, and it was mostly between me and Joe.
And it wasn't even that big of a show. It was like a 20-minute set.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was bad. And we got through it, and then we all were like, and we went to Fridays after, like we used to do. And then it was business as usual. We just moved on because we got it all out.
Yeah, once you decompress, you're usually pretty good.
Yeah.
You need to get it out, and it's good.
Pretty, yeah.
So sometimes what we do and I didn't ask Chris about this, and I don't think we've actually ever done this, but sometimes what we do is when we cover our bases, right? Sometimes I just came up with ask a random question.
Go for
See
it.
what your answer is, and it has nothing to do with anything we're talking about. So this is a question. If people wanted to join our live stream from a couple weeks ago, they needed to answer this question in order to get on. We didn't talk about it at all, so I figured I'd ask it now. What's your favorite kind of soup?
Tomato, all day.
Tomato all day.
Tomato all day.
All day, just like 24/7. All right.
24/7.
Tortellini.
Oh, that okay. No, we're friends now. It's just nice to kind of get out in the open. So if you ever are having a hankering for soup, somebody could show up out of the blue. I thought I'd throw that in the middle somewhere. We have a question from. I'm not going to mess up any names, so I'm not going to say names anymore. But we have a question that says, "What's your favorite type of venue?" So you guys mentioned earlier the Shop Underground was a venue you liked. I don't know.
Yeah.
For me, it's one of two. My two favorites are if it's just this big room standing, but like full, like Higher Ground when we played it, or
that was a blast.
or a dinky little room that fits like 10 people, but you put 30 in. And that, like, do you know the Crunch House in Connecticut?
I've never been out of the state for a show.
Oh, dude, the Crunch House. It's this like this. You have to walk down a back alley, and then it's just this little room, probably same size as Shop Underground, and it just fills.
Yeah.
It just fills, and I like either give me a big room that's full, or give me a tiny room that's over full. Those are my favorites.
Yeah.
For me, it really just depends on the crowd response, and it doesn't even need to be a lot of people. They just need to be into it.
Yeah, I know for me, and I'm actually curious to see if you guys feel the same way. Like playing at the Middle East, hearing yourself be like mic'd up and stuff, and actually being able to control like the drums and the bass and guitar, and actually hear those blend together better than just being in a room. I like that about a venue, and I don't know what you guys feel about it. I mean, I think it depends, but I think that's a cool thing, especially for bands probably our size, that we just get what we book ourselves.
Yeah.
I like that, but there's also, I don't know, I just find that there's just something so raw about being in this little box and just cranking your things up,
right,
and just blowing it out. But I also might be biased because the last time I mic'd up my cab, I undid what the sound guy did by accident, and it was really embarrassing that he had to come up and fix it in the middle of our set. So that might be why I like just cranking my amp right now, because I'm afraid of undoing the wiring again.
That, and like a lot of the times when we aren't playing in a venue that has a big sound system, we do a lot of self mixing. We'll be like, have one or two people in the crowd and be like, hey, you need to come up, you need to go down, and just kind of right before we go on, we'll do a quick little test of all the instruments, and then we'll just start hitting.
Yeah, we still run sound for different venues sometimes at the shows that we play.
Oh yeah, that's right. You guys do.
We used to do that, but our drummer has a little sound system big enough at this new place called the Lit Club.
Down in Providence.
Yeah. The two times we've played there, we've run the sound basically. And then
that's with Rich, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah, Rich just started booking rock shows again.
Yeah, I reached out to him a while ago. My show got canceled, so when I was already in Providence, but that's not Rich's fault. So.
Yeah, we got to headline the first rock show he did.
No kidding.
Coming back here.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun too, because that's a cool place. Again, it's just one of those dives. Dives are cool to me, where there's no stage. You're playing on the same level as the people, so you can jump out and mosh with them mid song.
Yeah. We have another question here from Meg Janess. What's your favorite song that you play?
What's your favorite, Andrew? That we play currently or that we have played? Are we
I
able?
would go all time, but I mean, if Meg wants to,
We'll do all time. Do all time and right now.
Okay, so all-time favorite to play for me, I really liked when we played Cry of Achilles.
That's what I thought.
It was a lot of fun for us. I don't know if it was as fun for the people watching. It's a really long song, but I definitely enjoyed playing it. And as far as new stuff goes, like Sticky Situations, probably my favorite.
For me, I think all-time favorites Rage, just because I get to go nuts. And honestly, the last couple times we've played it, I've really enjoyed 8 a.m. So 8 a.m. might be up there for me now, which is a new one that I don't think a lot of people have heard. But when we played it the last show, I was really feeling 8 a.m. That or Sticky, because Sticky is just.
I love that song.
That's between the five of us in the band, we kind of all agree that's the best song we've ever written to this point. I don't know if you guys think otherwise, but that's our favorite.
well, I want to hear the new ones at some point soon.
They're coming soon.
Yeah, so
we're trying to figure out what to do with them with all this crap going on.
Yeah, so I presume if we didn't have a worldwide weird pandemic going on, you guys would be doing shows. Do you have any tentative plans for the future?
We've talked as a band about trying to do some stuff like on Instagram Live, inviting other bands to join us and doing little mini, either acoustic, full band, whatever they feel like doing, sets through our Instagram. Try keep the community alive and playing during this time. Just so, because everyone wants to play. And so we figure why not try and give people a platform to play on. I don't know if they're going to get a lot of views because I don't know how many people. We did a live stream the other day and we only got like 15 people in. But it's an excuse to play in front of people. We want to share that with everyone. So that's an idea we have. And then we're talking about doing some, what are they? Quarantine, that's the word. Quarantine recordings between each other, like just recording at home, sending files, do a covers EP. So we have some plans in the works right now. But we haven't figured everything out yet. We're still working on
I'm assuming
that.
you guys don't have anything booked right now.
No.
Right.
No, we had some studio time booked, but
yeah, it's kind of hard to do that now.
Yeah,
I'd consider a studio essential, but that's just me.
I like to think of studio as essential. We need music.
A fact. We had some big plans before this all went down, but we're trying to adapt pretty quick, and it's been a little bit of whiplash.
Yeah, I think definitely. You guys putting out the song now and everything. It's you're making the best out of a horrible situation. So, sticky situation, you could say.
Quick wit.
So we're at probably our last 10 minutes or so, as far as the live stream goes. Kind of want to give you guys a chance, push like social media, anything else you really want to push now. Like take this time to like advertise yourselves.
Oh God.
Well, we're on everything, or not Twitter, but we got the Instagram Fat Boys and Little Men, Facebook Fat Boys and Little Men, Spotify Fat Boys and Little Men. Please follow us. Give the song some streams, save it and share it, because I don't know what we're up to stream wise, but we're looking to get the numbers up, so the next song we can push twice as hard. I mean, we're trying to do everything we can right now, and we think we're making good music. I hope everyone else does too. So if you go follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, you'll get that new music. You'll get the live stream shows that we're planning on doing. We might really do some sneak peek stuff. Who knows? That just came off the top of my head, so I guess we have to do it now. Sorry, Andrew. We're gonna do some sneak peek stuff on Instagram Live.
Okay, cool.
So follow us so you can see it. Oh.
Don't be afraid to reach out to us. We always like talking to people.
That's a good point. So yeah, I mean, that's all the stuff we have to plug, other than the single, which I did already. So.
Oh, we have 2 videos up on YouTube.
It's true. We do have the YouTube stuff, the Revelry Live videos.
Mm-hmm.
Go check out Revelry too.
Yeah.
And their content.
Those guys know what's up.
So if you haven't listened already to Sticky Situation, I don't care if you stop right now and go listen to it. You should go listen to it because I've been listening to it all weekend and it is stuck in my head. So, so do the opportunity. And they don't want me to tell you this, but they're still on Bandcamp for the EP. So like buy it so they don't take it off. So just thought I'd plug it because it's still
Bandcamp,
there.
baby. That's right. Insider secrets.
A preliminary Google search that took me there. Secret. That's what it was.
Oh boy.
Chris, do you have anything else you wanted to say?
I don't know. I guess screw you, Kyle, Pat, and Adam for not being on here.
Like, you know, they don't have anything else going on, right?
Oh, I know. It's core. Well, Adam doesn't know how to work technology, so I don't blame him. He's an old soul.
Tell them if they get available at some point, we'll do a whole live stream, but just them 3, and then we'll ask them the exact same questions, but it'll be a different perspective.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great idea.
You will get vastly different answers and probably more discombobulated than the ones you got tonight.
See, but then I'll make Pat sing though. That'll be the difference. He's got to sing his answers.
Oh, that's not fair. That'll just be a better live stream then.
We'll have 10 viewers instead of 9.
Him and his golden pipes.
It's like the guy with the golden pipes for radio. There was a homeless guy. Get really famous. Well, assuming we have no other questions here, I guess I want to plug coming up our next episode, which is coming out on Wednesday. We'll be reviewing The Drug in Me Is You by Falling in Reverse, which I know is not an esoteric thing, but it's our show. I don't care. So we're going to be reviewing that album, and we'll have, you know what, I'm not going to give away. We'll have another live stream on Sunday. We don't know what our plan will be. Maybe it'll be this episode that I just hypothetically came up with right now. Who knows? So stay tuned for all that stuff. Chris, am I missing anything?
No, esotericofthepodcast.com. We do our own plug.
Yes. Oh, and on that website, you can find Sticky Situation, a link to it. I believe the video from Revelry and the Spotify link are both on our website. So go to esotericofthepodcast.com and the albums from our episode tab. You can find the Bandcamp for the Fat Boys and Little Men EP and Sticky Situation you can find on YouTube. So please support the local artists that we have on here and everybody that we have on here. Don't pirate music. It's illegal. So please support everybody that we have. They do a hell of a job to, make a living for themselves and have fun and just, make things for us to enjoy. So that's my philosophical speech for the evening. Joe, Andrew, thank you guys for coming on and hanging out with us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having us.
This is good. This is fun time.
All right, and we will catch you next week on Esoteric of the Podcast.